Hello and welcome to podcast number 8 of the Chase and 8 podcast, where we'll be talking about the OU versus Tulane game and then going over a couple of the other games that we watched this weekend. I am your host, TJ Mullins. I'm here with my co host, Ryan Mullins, and back on the podcast, Alex Polson. How we doing, fellas?
Man, blessed to be back. It's been a minute.
Hey, it's always a blessing when you wake up and you're 3-0.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. So let's jump right into this sucker, man. It was a great game. I loved the atmosphere. I love the environment. Um, Ryan, what'd you think of the defensive performance? Because I want to start there because I think that was the strong suit of the game. And there's a couple players that really stood out when I went back and rewatched it. And I just want to get your take on it. Who stood out to you, and kind of just give me your overall thoughts on the defense, man.
Yeah, I mean, number 32, which I know he's been a player for me past couple weeks that everybody has been saying that he needs to be the guy to step up and be the end that can beat his guy and get to the quarterback. And hey, and it wasn't just I know he got those 3 sacks late and then pretty much just took the ball from the guy too. And then a pass breakup. It was all like right back to back to back. But even in the first half and before that, he was containing. He was beating his guy, QB pressures. He played a phenomenal game, and that's the guy we're going to need going into SEC play now. But I think this defense, hey, I know people say we're good, we're not elite. I say we're elite. I think that Tulane offense is a hell of an offense. I mean, they got players all across the field. Their offensive line is good. They get you moving, try to get you out of your scheme, your gap contain, and I mean, they put a lot of pressure on you. And we only gave up 12 points defensively. So, I mean, you hang your hat on that. That is an elite caliber defense for sure. I thought it was phenomenal.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that people don't really understand is you see the 34-19, and you don't see the pick six. So really, like you said, defense gives up 12 points, and I think that's a hell of a performance. And the one thing that I was what I was wanting to see, and I really haven't seen it up to this point, was the edge guys getting to the quarterback. And I think that was the only thing that we hadn't seen yet. And that was the one thing that was holding us back from really taking that next step from being that good to elite. And Alex, what'd you think of it, man? Because I know we had talked about it before, and I know you like Sammy Omasigo, and he got to play a lot at that cheetah spot because Dolby was out. So what'd you think of him, man? And give us your thoughts as well.
It was nice to see Sammy get his little playing time in there. He did his thing. He had a couple of misplays, but that takes reps and stuff like that too. But I thought all in all, they all played pretty well. Not having Dolby there, kind of being thin out there, but you even had Woody play a little bit out there too. No, man, the boys look good. The defense is never an issue. I don't think. I know we've been kind of banged up this past week, but I didn't really see a whole lot. I like the corners. Dez played amazing out there. Danny did his thing. We looked dominant on the line. So, you can't really ask for much more than that. You got big Dijon Cherry. He played his butt off. It kind of sucked when he got hurt. I think that was towards the second half of the game. When he got hurt, we kind of mellowed out a little bit, I think, but other than that, if we can stay healthy, I think we'll be pretty good for next week.
Yeah, and I think he came back in because when I went back and rewatched it, he came. I think he missed like 2 or 3 plays. He came back in. He looked pretty good, but
Yeah.
man, he was dominant.
Mm-hmm.
He that was the first game where I've seen from him where he was like noticeably the biggest player for us, like physically. I mean, he dude's like 6'3", 340.
Yeah.
And this is the first time where I've seen him actually play like it, which is huge, because, hey, man, I'm telling you right now, coming up on Saturday, we're going to have him. We're going to need that physicality up front. But like you said, man, the boys look good. They played fast, physical, tackled well. So the defense is really never the problem. It's the other side of the ball that, and we'll get to it, but for the most part, the defense played very well. Had a couple lapses, let some guys get past him, but Ryan, what do you think of Billy, man? Because I know you're not 100% sold on him, but when you went back and rewatched the game, did it kind of change your opinion on it, or are you still kind of on the fence with him?
No, I mean, yeah, he was a lot more sound rewatching. I still think he was out of position or overran a couple of the balls. Um, but I just think, especially in the running game, and he makes plays too, but he gets blocked too much. And for me, and it's not to say that he doesn't make plays in the run game because he does, but there are also times where he gets wiped out. I mean, just taken out because I think he's a little undersized. But as far as coverage goes, besides like overrunning the play, like maybe a couple handful of times, no, he was locked in and where he was supposed to be. I think another thing that I was confused, and I know he got hurt a little bit last game, but he was still returning punts. But we didn't see 22 a whole lot. It was RSJ and Billy for majority of the game.
Yep.
So, I mean, did RSJ take that over? Or was Peyton just, banged up, but he was still running punts? So I don't know. I thought that was interesting to me.
Yeah, me too. Because we saw him a couple times, so obviously he's not, I guess, hurt necessarily because he was back there a couple drives. But I mean, like you said though, for the most part, RSJ and Billy are the two guys that are back there. So but
He's
RSJ has been
been
playing
pretty
really
good.
good. Yeah, he has. He's been playing really good. So you know, it is interesting. It's an interesting dynamic back there. But the room is so competitive, man. It's tough. It's a tough room. But Ryan, what I wanted to talk to you about though, because after rewatching it, we have talked about this so much, man, in the BV scheme, is like the middle of the field, the intermediate passing routes, man. I do not understand how it keeps happening. This is the third year in a row that the middle of the field is the weakness of the defense. Okay, and it's the zones, right? And it looks like on tape, it looks like the linebackers and the safeties, they don't. It's like they're not on the same page of who the depth, right? The safeties would have to come up, the linebackers have to drop back. It's one of the two, but then they're not on the same page, so it's just wide open. And we saw that so much with the crossing routes, with the slants yesterday. Did you see what I'm talking about when you rewatched it?
Oh yeah, yeah, and they do a good job. The quarterback waits until he gets into that area
Yep.
that he can fit a ball in between guys. Now we don't. Yeah, we're still not very good with shading that guy. So running with him until we can pass him off. That type of deal. But I give them some credit because the kid waited. Jackson is something that he needs to get better at. Waiting until your receiver is in an open area instead of just throwing it right away when he's not there yet. You know what I mean? Still in that person's zone. So yeah, I saw it a couple times, and if I'm Tennessee, I'm running crossing routes all game long.
Until we can prove that we can, make that adjustment for sure.
Right.
And so yeah, that's something that I definitely saw, man. But Alex, you want to add anything before we get to the offense? Because I wanted to talk about that at length, man. But anything else you want to touch on?
Man, no, not really. Just kind of back to what you guys were talking about already. It's more on the how Ryan's saying you got to shade him until you can pass him off. I think it's more of that backside guys, situation where he's not really paying attention or doesn't really, not he's not seeing it fast enough, or I don't know what it is, but it just seems like it's always something that just always more. It's open more than it should be. You know what I mean? And it
Yep.
kills us. But
Yep.
we put together, good defensive stops, and then you got that one busted coverage. And I know we had a couple of deep balls that they were open, they just missed on. But hopefully we can clean that stuff up for next week because the quarterback Nico he put it on them for sure. So if they're running open like that, then we might give up our first long ball of the season. So
Yeah, on that point, there was, and they were open. you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But one thing I wanted to address is if you go back in recent years, that safety isn't as close. So the window
Cool.
is a lot smaller for a quarterback to throw it into, right?
Yep.
So instead of having, a 10-yard, radius where you can put a ball, now it's 5 or
Yeah.
4, and it
Right.
has to be a perfect pass.
Right.
So I think secondary is in a lot better position
For sure.
on the deep ball so far.
For sure.
Yeah, I think the play that you're talking about, Ryan, is the one where the dude, runs past Kanai, but RSJ is right there, and he was with him, Kanai was, but RSJ was. Even if he tried to make the play, I don't think he catches it because he was
If
about
it
to
was a
knock.
good throw, he catches it.
Oh,
Well, I'm
100%.
just saying RSJ was about to knock his lights out, so
Yeah,
he might
yeah.
make the play. He might make it, but like you said, though, he was there, so I mean, it's
A
a lot
lot
better
better.
than
Right, for
so.
And
sure.
that goes back to that defensive line kind of getting back there too. I know
Make the goal quick.
Ethan Downs didn't really do. He didn't sound. You didn't hear his name a whole lot, but he was back there in the backfield, man, causing little, timing throws and stuff like that. It might even have been a factor on some of them deep passes as well too.
Yeah.
I know R. Mason played good. Jaden got back there pretty good, and Grayson. I mean, kind of the same. It's just we're talking about the same people every week, doing their thing, and that
We
kind of
haven't
helps
brought
that
up
secondary
Stutzman.
too. What'd you say?
We haven't brought up Stutzman.
Oh, I'm talking about
Yeah,
defense. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm saying that
yeah,
guy's a dog.
Yeah. Oh
he
yeah.
is. Oh
What do
yeah,
you have? 15 last week,
Yep.
12 this week,
Yep.
I think he had 16 last week.
16,
Yeah.
and
He's
and
second
he's
right now in tackles. The
is he?
line, the SEC. Yeah.
And he's taken out. I mean, he's probably off the field for 2 series at least, 2 or
Yeah.
3 series where they go Kip and Kobe.
It was nice
So
to see
he's
Kobe out there get his first start.
Yeah, that was cool. I thought he
What?
did well. That's another
He did.
player that, there's not a lot of drop off there.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you can put him out there. You can put Kip out there. I mean, now number 7, I don't know about it.
Yeah. There was a
Yeah,
play. There was a play that I saw. I noticed that he was in. He could have made a tackle for loss and just kind of peeled out a little too far and ended up
Yep.
helping Danny make the tackle. But it was Danny 1-on-1 the entire time. But he
Right.
could have, had a solo tackle for loss in the backfield. Just I don't know.
I know exactly what play you're talking about. I think he did his job.
Right.
He did.
His job
He
is
did.
to take the quarterback, but like it was clear the quarterback did not have the ball.
Right.
So I mean, I guess he did his job, but like, dude, you fed him right into he did his job. So I guess you can't knock him for that. But like you
Hell
said,
yeah,
he could have
1 yard.
easily
A 1
he
yard
could have
gain.
easily made the tackle for
I'm
loss.
getting mad for no reason.
It's just
No, I agree though. I do. I agree.
why I bring that up is you can see the drop off though, right? Between him, Stutzman, Kobe, Kip, even a Lewis Carter. Even though Lewis Carter, you can see a little. He's not like athletically he's there, but he's still not knowledge wise to where those other 3 are. But I even put Kanik below him. I mean,
For sure.
and it's crazy
100%.
because he started all year last year. You would think it's going to start clicking,
Yeah.
but it still looks like he's thinking out there. I mean,
Yeah.
I agree. Yep. Yeah, I think the defense had very good performance, man. I am very interested to see, this upcoming Saturday because that offense that's rolling the town is legit. So
Mhm.
it's gonna be a great matchup, great test, dude. I'm pumped for it.
I will say I got a new favorite player on defense, and his name is Des Malone.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. The
That
corners have
man,
been
he's a bad
corners have
man
been
up there on
great,
that
dude.
island.
Corners have been
What'd you
great
say?
all year, man. So, but man, anybody y'all got anything else you want to add on the defense before we hit offense?
I covered everything I wanted
Okay.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Okay. There's not much really you can say about the defense other than it's just everybody played pretty well. Hopefully that's how it's going to be all year. But all right, man, let's hit this offense, dude, because it was much better. I'll just say that. Run game opened up, passing game looked better. Now there was that dry spell, in the third quarter, into the fourth quarter. But for me, here's where here here's where it's starting to become an issue. Okay, the clear sign to me, it's like execution is just not where it needs to be. Okay,
Mhm.
it's like when I'm watching when I'm watching it in real time, I don't really see it, and then I go back and rewatch the game, and then it's like it's clear, man. Sometimes the offensive line don't know where they're going. It's clear. They don't know where they're going, and they don't know what gap they're supposed to be in. They don't know who they're going to, who they're working to. The running backs, dude, I'm not joking when I tell you this. If I see another ankle tackle
Huh.
on these running backs, who's behind the safety? Is there a guy behind the safety?
Ain't nobody back there.
Nobody. If you make the guy miss, you're to the house, man. It's like, dude, all you got to do is make him miss. I don't know how many times. There's probably 3 or 4 times. Javante Barnes gets through, hits the hole great. I mean, that guy is super explosive, and you will never knock him for like not hitting the hole, man. But when it comes to making a guy miss, the dude just can't do it. Tatum clearly is the worst, like, pass blocker at running back we got. Okay, so I don't even know if you can play him. Then you get to the wide receivers, and other than Burks, I'm not sure who Jackson can throw it to. Nobody's getting separation. Nobody's getting, everybody talks about how fast we are at the wide receiver position. I mean, I have no idea where it's at. Brendan Thompson disappeared. Let's see. I thought Jackson played very good. I thought Jackson did well yesterday, man. For what he has, 10 got to step up. He had a couple good plays, but in the running game, the dude's getting absolutely worked. So that was my spiel. That's my spiel. Alex, I want to hear what you got to say about it because it's a tough watch sometimes, man, and it's starting to become an issue. But I will say though, if we get these dudes back that I think we're going to this week, I think it's a lot better product come Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, man, I thought, from the past 2 weeks, our offensive line actually made some strides this week against Tulane, which kind of impressed me, especially getting Ozeta out there. He looked good.
He did.
He's a freshman, correct?
Red
Am I right?
Red shirt freshman.
Redshirt freshman. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought they looked pretty good, man. Like you said, there was some when the holes were there. I mean, it was wide open. Running backs are just kind of getting ankle tackled most of the time, but you know, like you said, we're going to get supposed to get Nick back this week. Might even get Andrew Anthony back this week. Will actually help a lot. I also thought Jackson played really good, a lot better than what he used to or what he was doing. Running the ball opens up the game a whole lot for us, and I think that's going to be key the rest of the season. Because I mean, like the first 2 quarters, it came out and punched him right in the mouth. 21-0, look good. Just got to kind of keep that foot on the pedal the entire time instead of kind of letting off. I think that's kind of what happened in the second half of the game. Just kind of let up, and they kind of put it back to us and kind of showed it at the end. And then we kind of stepped back again. We fought back again, and even covered. So that was nice.
Heck yeah, no doubt.
I
Ryan, what
want-
do you think about it, man?
Yeah.
No, I mean, Jackson had one bad play.
Yeah.
You can't, and when it was a really bad play, you can't do it. He's young, he'll learn. Here's what happened: the first half, Tulane was not like putting any pressure.
Yeah.
They were not blitzing, they weren't dialing it up, so they were playing pretty much a base D, and that's why you saw us have a little more success, especially in the run game.
Mm-hmm.
Second half, they started bringing it.
Yeah.
And that's when you start seeing Jackson pull it, get hesitant, quick, and then he don't wait in the pocket. And that's when it starts to get inconsistent. But talk about execution, it's hard to execute when you don't have the same people every time.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going out.
Agree, yeah.
I mean, 81's now played twice. Reagan's, true freshman. He hasn't done anything. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
no catches, right?
Yeah.
Bunch catch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He had a nice catch. Nice
Oh,
catch.
nice.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
But
So yeah,
that's it though.
then you had another true fresh, Curley, which he's played before, but not in big time minutes, not like a main focal point of the offense. So
Yeah.
yeah, you got those two and Burks. Brennan Thompson gone. Never don't know what happened to him. He must have had a bad week of practice, I guess. They don't tell you nothing. You had Bauer Sharp. He had a good game. I mean, maybe target him a little more.
Yeah.
And Jake Roberts. If you're struggling at wide receiver that much, that group went to being the deepest, best. We may be the top in the SEC to we don't have anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And it's hard to execute when you don't play the same people and you don't practice and practice and practice and practice and get that cohesion and that just timing. I mean, so yeah, the talks about Jackson before the game were ludicrous, and I mean,
Even
just
during the game.
yeah, I mean that one ball he threw to Burks. That's the reason he's a starting quarterback.
Oh yeah.
Not many guys can put that ball right there in that corner.
Right.
I mean, that's a beautiful throw,
Right.
high level throw.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I thought the offense did well. I actually thought the play calling wasn't very good in the second half. I thought he did okay. It was okay
It was in the first.
and I'm not a big call out the coaches because the players, they got to make the plays. But I thought because Tulane adapted and started bringing more pressure, hey, let's adapt ourselves. Whether it's screens, bubble screens, flats with the running back, get it out quick, not curls and slants every time. Curls and slant. I mean, that's all you saw.
Yeah.
Let's mix it up. Let's run a screen. Let's and they did hit the running backs in the flat a couple times. And normally, if Jackson hits them on at the right time, you get positive yardage. So I thought it was good. I thought Jackson, yeah, that discussion's over. He's your quarterback.
It's the reason why we won that game.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Yep.
No doubt.
But I think in making adjustments is where I would like to see this offense improve now and get a freaking offensive line. We've seen 6 different offensive lines.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you build cohesion? I know we said we were going to see a few, but it's too late now.
Too late.
You got Tennessee coming in. We don't even know who's running out there.
Yeah.
Do we know who's our starting lineup? We're the top 5 that's going to run out there.
Yeah.
I can give you a guess, but I have no idea.
Probably be wrong. Because
right, exactly. I mean,
like he might be coming back, but you never know.
Right? Yeah.
Sure.
Hopefully. We need
Dude,
Hickman.
I'm going to tell you right now.
This is going to get whipped all night long.
All night long, man.
It's going to it's going to be terrible. And that's another thing. We back to like the miscues and the running backs, and there's just a lot of people coming free. And I think that's another reason why Jackson kind of had, some bad throws. Like the one he threw the pick 6 on. I don't know if somebody was supposed to block him, who it was, but
running back,
it came wide open.
Open.
Right as soon as the ball got hyped, he was in his face. I mean, being a young quarterback, you're going to freak out and probably, do whatever you can. He did a great job to even get away from that sack. You know what I mean? And I think it's just going to get better. It's got to, right? I mean, it's time to go now. There's no, hey, we got Maine this week or something. Then we got Tennessee, Auburn, Texas. Yeah. Hey, it's time to buckle up. It's here. So, I think we'll get it fixed, man. I believe in them. I believe in BB and all them coaches out there. I really do. I just liked how each week has been getting better. It's improved in certain aspects each week. I know it's kind of been sloppy at times, but there's some promise to what we've seen each week. So,
yeah, I agree, man. And one thing that I wanted to get y'all's opinion on is the deep threat, because it's just non-existent. And I think that has a lot of factors as to why we can't throw it down the field. I think we had one pass over 20 yards. I think I read that. So do you think, like I said, I think it has a lot of different factors. I think for the wide receivers, we just don't really have a deep threat right now. I mean, Burks obviously is the guy, but they're just, and I feel like it's Jackson's got time. The O line's been playing a lot better actually in the passing game, so Jackson's got time. I'm just not sure why we're not throwing it down the field. I mean,
You got to run a route with
Guys
someone.
ain't getting open. Yeah.
Well, and you watch the routes. Nobody's going down the field. Everybody's
I know.
going out and curling or
I know.
slant. There's not many calls that are even calling for the receivers to push it down the field where he even has an option. You think about Brennan Thompson.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be your go guy. I mean, the quickest guy in the NCAA, right? I mean, supposed to just tell him
that
to run.
that Reagan, or I think it's Reagan's. Is it Reagan's or Raggins?
Raggins.
Raggins. Okay, that Raggins is literally. I think he broke a track record in the state of Georgia. Like he's supposed to be literally one of the fastest guys in college football. And what is the point of him running a slant when it's like if he's the fastest guy, definitely on the team, him and Brennan Thompson, if they're the fastest guys on the team, why wouldn't you just tell him to run straight? Like, go run past this guy and just let Jackson put it up for you. I'm confused. So I don't really understand.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, there's other factors that play into that.
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry about those dogs. Did you hear those dogs?
I heard the dogs.
They're getting after somebody out there. But yeah, no, there's a lot of factors that come to that, like the defense that they're playing. Since you can't run, we're gonna just drop two back, 3 back safeties, play prevent, make you go beat us underneath. Which that's what a lot of all three of these teams pretty much did. However, I would still like to see at least a try. I mean, at least attempt it. Right? And then you could also say, well, maybe we don't want to show Tennessee anything and we're just still being vanilla. Right? I mean, you could say that. I don't know.
You could say that.
What's his face said he didn't want to open up the run game, the QB run this early. And, maybe it is vanilla. You never know.
Right. Well, if he runs like that, we'll be fine.
Yeah, he's got to run. He opens us up. I haven't seen us play like that, like look that good on offense. With him running the ball, man, it opens up everything. His reads were quicker, and his decision making was a lot better. Everything he didn't see, he just took off and ran. And gained damn near 90 yards. What did he run for? 97 yards or something like that?
I think it was 97.
97.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Look good. He's fast, man. He's quick too.
Yeah, he's quick. He got caught. I know he was disappointed by that.
Oh, I mean,
you got to go, man.
Yeah, you got to take that to the house, dude.
That trick play, man. If that would have worked, he was to the house too. Nobody remember.
Dude, on that though, I don't. So when I went back and rewatched it, dude, that might have been the worst sell on a trick play I think I've ever seen, dude. He threw it to Tatum, and as soon as he threw it, sprinting. Like, it was like, he was like, give it back, like immediately. There was no jog, and then it was just, there was no sell. And I'm like, dude, if you're going to do it, man, sell that thing, dude. Mm-hmm. So I like that play though. I don't mind those. Cause it was wide open.
Yeah.
It would have worked great.
Absolutely.
But yeah, for me, I just want to agree with y'all's points, man. I think Jackson, that was the best game he's played by far, in my opinion. Like you said, reads were quicker. Yep, reads were quicker. He looked better in the pocket, especially that first half. Looked good, looked confident. But, I just don't know. These teams that we played, I'm not sure. I think they're good on defense. Like Tulane, I think they're pretty good on defense. Like, they got some good guys. Okay. I'm just ready for us to start to, we'll know this Saturday is what I'm saying. Because I'm not sure how good the defenses we've played have been up to this point. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm interested to see that.
To your point, we actually caught a break on that 32 getting Despain.
Yes.
Getting kicked out because he already had 9 tackles.
Yeah.
That was
and he was like, coming downhill and trying to literally hurt people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we even got a break there because that's one of their best players. So,
yeah.
I mean, and I do want to say about the running backs. And y'all been here and heard me talk. I've been a Barnes guy, right? Been
Yep.
saying, got to see it, love to see it. He impressed me. After game 3, Taylor Tatum's your best back. And it's honestly not even close with the vision. Now, Barnes had some good runs where he had a cutback, uh, and some stuff like that where he ran physical, but he don't have the vision, the lean, the quick, the twinkle toes, I call them. It's that quick stutter. I mean, yeah, it's natural to Tatum, and you can see it. You can see when someone's got it, they got it.
Yeah.
And that man, he's naturally gifted at running the ball. So,
Yep.
by game, by Texas maybe he'd probably be your starter.
Yeah. I like this little home run celebration too.
Yeah,
That was cool. That was cool.
and being able to catch the ball out of the backfield is another huge thing.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna need that.
Those first two, I think the opening series we threw it out of the backfield. Jackson put it right on the money too, and it was nice to see. Those were kind of tough catches too, because he threw it before the head was even turned around. I was really surprised that Barnes caught his because he wasn't even ready at all. He turned around and he was right there, and him and Tatum both took off for a good little chunk of change too. It looked good, looked real good.
Yep, and that was one thing that I've been calling for was to throw it to the running backs, just throw it to him in space and let him make plays because especially with Tatum, dude. When he gets in space, you can see it. I mean,
he's gifted.
It's special. Yeah, it's special.
Yeah, you talk about making players miss. I mean, he didn't either, really. I mean,
he's the same way, yeah.
Maybe he's a little more elusive. And I think the more carries he gets, it's not even going to be close, right? He's going to start making people miss. But, yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. Shawchuck hadn't broke a tackle all season. Hadn't even gained a positive yard, it don't feel like. And then Barnes ain't broke not one.
He will not.
One-on-one with a safety or a cornerback.
Yeah.
They get him down.
Right.
It's this.
That cannot happen.
It is literally, I mean, there's no side. It is, I'm running straight and just hope for the best.
You're going to get this work.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, then just run his butt over.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Don't even, just run right over it. There's no way that, if you know that you can't make the dude miss, then what do we, why not just run right over him, like you said? I don't know, but that is one thing that I've been frustrated with for sure. Because if in the passing game, if they're going to drop, because I think there was a couple times where they rushed 3, dropped 8. That's what they did. They rushed 3, dropped 8.
So did Houston.
I mean, right, exactly. So how can we not run the ball? It's like we got to get it going. And it looked a lot better. It looked a lot better, but the backs have got to figure out how to make people miss in space because, dude, it just changes the game completely. Like when you're able to make that safety miss, now you might not take it, it might not take it to the house, but dude, it gives the team so much confidence, dude. And it's been a struggle. It has. It's been a struggle for the backs this year. So I want to see more QB run, and I want to see them still throw it to him in space. That's what I want to see. And hopefully when Nick comes back, dude.
You want to see more QB run?
No, I meant like the same amount. I want to see. Okay. I want to see it continue. Is what I meant.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I was like, boy.
No, I don't. No,
right, it, man.
Yeah. No, no. I want to see it continue. I want to see him, make good reads, pull it when it's there, type stuff. You know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
And when Nick comes back, I want to see some throws down the field.
Yep, I'm with you. Yep,
so, and Alex Anthony back too.
Like a healthy one, right? Because he played the first game, and then we hadn't seen him since. So, and we don't get I haven't heard an update on him. No. Have y'all?
No.
Nothing.
I guess he just wasn't ready enough, or
Yeah.
I don't know. But to Alex's point on the Jackson did a phenomenal job of reading that defensive end on the RPOs.
Mhm.
And he hasn't kept it like he did.
Yeah.
And you saw, I know Tulane watched tape because they
Right.
were biting hard
They
on that
were.
quarterback.
Yep, they were.
So he hadn't done that yet, and he did a really good job at doing that.
He's getting better and better each week, man.
Oh
I know
yeah,
it kind of last week started slow. I mean, this week started quick and died down a little bit, but I mean that's what you're gonna get with the freshman quarterback. You know, I think
Yeah, yeah.
as we go on, especially after this week, and I think really after next week, that's when you'll really like, okay, do we really got a quarterback or do we not? You know what I mean? Because you got to go. We're going into Texas. They're number one. I think they just got bumped up to number one. I think they just took
They did.
today. So
Yep.
they could be in trouble if
yeah,
Ewers
well,
is
everybody
hurt.
else should be in trouble because them shooters coming into town, baby.
Oh yeah, that's right. Now if
Years.
if he
And
Ewers,
years.
if he's out, then there. I know everybody's a Arch Manning fan, but that's a completely different. You're not winning. You're not number one team in the country with
Right.
Arch Manning. Not
For
yet. Now, maybe in a couple years, but not yet.
Yep. Yep. I don't think his injury is serious or anything. I
Okay.
think
No, I
he
think
might
it's
miss. He might miss next week because I think they start or they're not even in conference next week. So I think
yeah,
they still got like Louisiana Monroe or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So I doubt he'll play. I bet he takes that off and then come back for conference play. But yeah, I mean the Sooners look. I mean overall, I know it got tight there for a second, but we're gonna have some games. Probably every game that we play this year will be a tight game where the defense has got to step up, and they did when it mattered. They did. Now I don't know what the hell Tulane was doing on the pick. That might have been the worst play call I've ever seen. But like when they hand you a gift, you gotta take it. So we did what we had to do, and the defense stepped up.
Yeah, I
We're
wish you
talking
would have
about
got
the third one.
The 3rd and 1. I mean, literally the dumbest. They've been running the ball right down the field. I don't know why you do that, but like I said, when they hand you a gift, you got to take it.
They almost got that turnover at the goal line too, when he scored right on the line. I think it was 4th and goal, wasn't it? Whenever Kanai tackled him right at the goal line and he scored.
I think it was 4th and goal.
I'm
Yeah.
almost positive it was 4th and goal. It was like 4th and 5 or 7 or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that was. I think that's right.
Game of inches, man. It's
I remember
crazy.
that play. I just don't remember what down it was though.
I'm pretty sure it was 4th because I was good. I was really pissed off. I was busy. I was watching on the side, but I think I kind
Yeah.
of screamed and everybody turned and looked at me. I was like, I'm sorry, watching the game, trying to,
Yeah, mind your business.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we needed them to step up, they did, and I think that's how it's going to be all year, man. So
Oh yeah, if Danny's healthy, the sky's the limit for us.
yep, no doubt. But man, is there anything y'all want to add before we talk about some of these other games we watched this weekend?
I think that's
So
it.
special teams was good. I
Oh
thought.
Yep.
I know Kelter missed one last week, but what was he 2 for 2 this week?
yeah.
I think so. He should have been. Oh my gosh, we didn't even talk about that. But
Oh yeah, I
gosh, dude,
forgot that.
that's tough. It was a tough watch. Right
Yeah,
there.
that can't happen. I mean,
Yeah.
you're taking points off the board when you don't score many anyway.
Right.
Gosh,
Yeah.
dude, dude, Ryan and I were screaming at the TV. Like we were watching the clock go down, you
Yeah.
know? And I'm like, if we're seeing it, how is nobody else seeing it? And I heard, or I saw what BV said after the game, and he blamed it on Keltner and Plaster, the holder. And so I'm wondering if if it's their responsibility or if it's like Plaster's responsibility to watch the game clock type of thing. Because I'm like, I don't know why he would say that, because BV's the type of guy that if it's his fault, he's taking responsibility. So I was interested by him saying that.
Well, 100%, Holder's responsibility
Yeah.
to be
No,
checking. Yeah,
yeah.
checking. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I think he was thinking they were going to hike the ball. I mean,
Yeah.
so I guess
Yeah.
it's not even on your mind to even be worried about it because he was ready for him to hike it. But my thing was, shoot, the kid made it. He would have made it from 60.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
dude.
Ooh.
he made it by 20 yards. Kick it again. It's only
It
5 yard
was-
penalty.
That's what I thought too. I was like, why
That
didn't you
was
just
so
try?
weird.
It was to go into what was
It
the
was 7
situation?
nothing.
Yeah, go up 10.
Go up 10 nothing.
Was
Yeah.
it to end the first quarter or something like that?
Probably around there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was wondering why we just didn't go for it again. What was that 5 yard penalty?
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
made it. Damn, he would have made it an extra 20 yarders. It's 20 yards. I don't know
Right.
why they didn't. Honestly, I mean,
Probably to get at him. So you're going to hear about this all week.
Oh
true.
yeah.
You got one job.
Yeah. Which
So,
in close games, that's huge. You got, I mean, you got to
It
execute.
can't happen.
Yeah.
It can't happen.
True. Yeah, it's
So-
there's a lot of miscues, man. Hopefully, we can get all this cleaned up.
That's what I was talking about, the execution stuff. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
it's so interesting because I'm like, how, how does that happen?
Yeah.
But I agree with you though, Ryan. Special teams has been it's been a bright spot, honestly. Like, Elzinga, dude, that might have been one of the best punts I've ever seen.
Ever.
For real.
Best punts
Yeah.
I've ever seen. The best punt, probably.
So, I mean, he's been one of the best players on the team, man. And you hate saying that, something like that, but he has absolutely been rock solid all year.
Gotta have all phases of the team, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I love talking about the punter.
Yeah.
Dang, that's
They
great.
can really, they can really screw
Oh, dude,
him up,
yeah.
man.
Yep.
That's
he's
what
a dart.
I feel like that's what kind of won us the game in Houston too. I mean,
Yeah.
he punted it, kept them down in there. I feel like inside their 25 majority of the time, and they're fighting. Especially against that defensive line and then linebackers.
Right.
Barreling
Gotta
down
drive the
you,
whole field.
and you're
Well, the
backing
safety.
up, and notice that goal line's underneath you. Start messing up a little bit. So
Right.
I think they've been key for first 3 games. Honestly, like you said, it's nice seeing that because we haven't had that in a couple years, huh?
Austin Seibert's probably the
Yeah, very
Yeah.
true. Yep.
I mean, who was the punter before? The dude that's married to Grace Lyons. I can't remember his name now, but
Oh,
yeah, he came from Arizona, right? Or
there's no state.
Arizona
I
State.
got it, man. I can't remember his name.
he got a
The
podcast.
dude had a boot,
Yeah, he did.
but he kicked it in the end zone every time, man. It
Every
was like the most frustrating thing I've ever been a part of. Which Elzinga's kind of the opposite of that, and I'd much rather have that. So I'm cool with it,
Yeah, I agree.
So
Man, Peyton's
all
gonna
right.
take one back for sure.
It looks good, dude. Hey, when he gets that ball in his hand,
Good.
hey, that one he took up the sideline nice and easy for about 19, 20 yards. Still smooth. Might have even been more than that.
Yeah, I don't know, but when he's running, and I'm like, I get scared because the people are just freaking flying at him, and he's like, doesn't even see him, and they don't hit him.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, well, how did they not hit him?
He sees him cuts, man. He knows what to
really
do with the ball.
elusive.
Him and Billy,
Dude,
man, with the ball there.
He fair caught a couple that I was like, dude, just
Yeah, he
try.
had room. Yeah,
I know that's a lot tougher than it looks, obviously, but I mean, I'm like, dude, you got room, man. You're one seam away from taking this thing to the house and really changing the game. So,
Oh yeah. I bet
It's
we see him
nice
take
to have.
one back.
I think so.
I won't
At
be
least.
surprised if we see him take one back.
oh yeah, at least for sure. But all right, man. Y'all got anything else you want to talk about on the offense before we move to these other games?
Nah, I'm good.
Good. Okay. All right. So let's talk about these other games, man. So the one I want to talk about first, I got these notes pulled up. Hold on. Alabama going to Wisconsin. 11 a.m. kick. I thought this was going to be just a whooping from the start, man. I know there's a couple people that around me that thought that it was going to be close. I was not one of those people. And I think for me, it was just the quarterback play, dude. That was it all weekend. The one thing that I noticed, the better whoever had the better quarterback won the football game. That's just throughout the weekend, man. I was just picking up on it. And this is the same deal. Milrow goes, 12 of 17, 196, 3 touchdowns, 14 carries, 75 yards. Just an absolute game changer. And plus, they were the more physical team up front. What'd y'all think of this one?
And it's kind of sucked that Van Dyke got hurt, got carted off,
Yeah.
walked off.
Oh,
Whatever.
it looked nasty.
Yeah, sucks, man. I think he's been
Does.
what is he, a senior or something like that? I think he's had injuries too already, so that sucked. So I kind of knew that was going to be a boat race after that happened. Just more physical, way more physical than them.
Oh yeah.
Milrow, he's a stud, man. He run the ball, throw the ball. He's got nice weapons. Like Ryan Williams, that freshman, he's a
Yep.
stud, man. He's liable every week to go for 142 tuds. So
Yep.
and they just have better playmakers on that side, man.
For sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I was with you where I thought it was going to be a murder, but you never know if Van Dyke don't get, injured, what that game can turn out to be. So probably doesn't make it much closer, but you never know. I mean, I would consider him a game changer, especially like a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
He goes out, your whole team is like it's just you get thrown off in all areas. So, but I thought Alabama looked like Alabama. I mean,
No doubt.
new coach, same team.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
Very
No doubt.
dominant, very physical. I mean, Big Ten, Wisconsin, they're physical. They like to run the ball. But they got pushed around. So Alabama looked like how they have been.
No doubt. I think it's clear to see that they've still got one of the most talented rosters, if not the most talented roster in the country. So
5 stars all up and down that line.
all over the place, man. So it's
Yeah,
gonna
Georgia.
they're gonna be there. They're gonna be there at the end of the year for sure. So it was a good game though. It was a fun watch. Next one, K State, Arizona, Friday night kick. I was expecting top 25 matchup. I was expecting this to be a closer game, but it ended up kind of being just another ass whooping, man. K State handled business, and the same thing. Better quarterback won. So Avery Johnson goes 14 of 23, 156, 2 touchdowns through the air, 17 carries, 110 yards, and it was clear that his legs were the turning point of the game, man. He is a true dual threat quarterback, dude. The dude's quick.
Yeah. Him and Jackson, they remind me of each other. They're similar games.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Guess what? Who did Kansas State play last week?
Who?
Yeah.
Tulane.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And
They did, huh? Yep.
they should have got beat.
Yeah. I forgot
And
about that.
then they go to Arizona or I think it was at Kansas State actually, but
At Kansas State, yeah.
And dominate.
Mm-hmm.
So how good is Tulane really?
Right.
If they, if they were in the Big 12, well, you have to figure out where Kansas State's going to fall.
Right.
And then they're right there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I compare things like that where Kansas State barely got out with a win versus Tulane. They actually probably should have lost. They
should have lost. They got screwed.
Penalty flag there that they would have lost the game.
Right.
So,
no doubt.
I mean, then they go and look dominant against a ranked opponent, Arizona. So I'm wondering where does that put Tulane? Because I think they should be a top 25 team. And they may be by the end of the season.
Very easily could be. And I know a lot of people have Tulane being the non-power 4, getting into the playoffs. So then it's like them, Boise, UNLV. I think there's one more, but there's only like 5 that they've got, to be that non-power 4 school. So we'll see. I agree with you though. They, they kind of got screwed the last play, and
Yeah.
very easily could have won that ball game.
Yeah.
But K State took care of business. They took care of business when they needed to. And what was weird about this one? It's a Big 12 matchup, but it wasn't a conference game. So I thought that was very interesting. But yeah,
That worked.
K State looked good
How are you in the same conference, not a conference matchup?
because so Arizona they
They'd already
scheduled
scheduled
this
it.
game. Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. So I thought that was interesting because I don't know if they play again like for the actual conference game, but that'll be interesting, I guess, if they do.
That's
But
cool. That's awesome.
all right, next one, Oregon State. Ryan, I know you thought this one was going to be a little bit closer than what it was.
I did.
I was not there because I knew Oregon they had not looked too good the past couple of weeks. So I figured they were going to come out ready to swing, and just same thing, man. DG lit it up 20 24, 291, 2 touchdowns. Better quarterback won the game, and obviously they are very talented. I mean, bunch of dudes, that I was picking up on the screen, flying around. They're fast, they're physical, man, and they tackle really well.
Yeah. They're pretty
You
solid.
okay, Big Pig?
So I took Oregon State plus 6.5. I did. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought they were gonna get the best of them, or at least not. I wasn't expecting them to win, but at least
Right.
kind of keep it close. Kind of like that Kansas State Tulane game. I thought it was gonna be something similar, especially seeing Oregon struggle with who was it last week? Do you remember who that team was?
It was
I can look it up real quick, but it wasn't
Whoever,
anybody.
whoever they played last week, they struggled with, and it was a lower ranked team, if I remember right.
well
Not
2 weeks
I
in a
don't know.
row.
Who?
Boise State, which a lot of people had them,
Right, that's true.
but they struggled. Or they didn't struggle, but they only beat Idaho by 10. So
Idaho. That's who I was
Yeah.
thinking. So 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry.
2 weeks
I
ago,
apologize.
yeah.
Well, they
I
beat
just
Boise
kind
by
of,
3.
and I just might be me being a Sooner fan, but seeing DG, I know he's a great quarterback, but I just kind of figured he'd kind of continue that little struggle with seeing him from Idaho. I thought it'd kind of continue, but he went out there and did his thing, man, and more props to him because I love DG, man. He's a good quarterback, great leader, and I think he's going to lead them boys to the playoffs, and it'll be pretty tough to beat for sure.
Oh yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, I was with you. I didn't take them, but I definitely thought Oregon State would hang in there just based defensively because they're normally pretty sound on
Yeah.
defense. I knew their offense wasn't going to be able to put up points because they're not very good offensively.
Right.
But I figured they could put a good game plan together to maybe keep it close. But they did not. DG is a good system quarterback. He can dink. He can dunk. He can
Showed his
make.
legs too a little bit.
Well, sure. Yeah, we saw that at OU. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he's a good runner. Not real fast, but he picks good times to run. I'll say that. I think he sees when he does run, it's in the right times for
Right,
sure.
for sure.
But he's not a good like down the field. But he's a young, an older guy too, so he's seen a lot of football. Yeah, he's a good quarterback, and I'm agreeing. The system he's in now, if he continues to progress, they'll be hard to beat.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that goes. The reason why he knows when is to run it and to pull it is from that experience.
Right.
I mean, he's played a lot of college football, man. So he's pretty much seen everything you can throw at him. So he knows exactly when to pull it, and take off. But they got a couple weeks before they really are going to know what they're made of. October 12th, that day is going to be insane because it's us, OU Texas, Oregon, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a couple other big matchups. So that's what we're gonna know then what they're made of. So I'm excited for that, man. But
you imagine if we're undefeated going against Texas, we just beat Tennessee and then went to Auburn. Now I know Auburn's not; they're kind of down now, but
Yeah.
beating Tennessee. Where you think? I mean, now we're 7th, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Top 10 for sure.
100%.
well,
Got
that's
to
what
be
they
top.
did with
What's
USC. They
Tennessee
just
right
put
now?
7.
Oh,
Well, they were. I don't know if the new one came out yet or not, but
oh, they're probably damn
It's
5.
came out. It's
it's
came out.
come out. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't looked, but just then you got a number 1, number 7, number 5.
Maybe
But then
another
you got
game day.
a 2 and 3 or whatever. Not 2 and 3. I know Oregon's 9 now, but I don't know. Where does game day go?
That's what I was
You
about to
gotta
say. Another game day.
go to the Red River, man.
You have
What is
to.
it, 1-7? Hey, you see me on TV. Woo!
Man, that's hilarious, dude.
They
Yeah.
moved up to 6.
6. Okay, that's. Hey,
Jeez.
buckle
All
that
right.
chin strap this weekend, fellas.
Yep. Let's do it. Let's do it, man. Hey, let's wrap this thing up, man. Final thoughts, on the game against Tulane. Let's hear it, Alex. What do you got, man?
Final thoughts, man. I thought it was good. We covered. I can't complain about anything else other than we covered. That's right there. It shows me we're making improvements each week. I wasn't upset like I was leaving the Houston game. That was terrible, terrible feeling. I thought we weren't. I was really terrified going into this game. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was more just so didn't want to be embarrassed. But seeing the way we came out and we looked like we had life from the jump, and it made me feel really good about more to come. So, all in all, I think we did really good this week.
Yep. Ryan?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, not scared of this game, but concerned.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure, after watching the Houston game. But we talked about it before this game. What I wanted to see was the offense being able to put together drives
Mm-hmm.
and not going,
3
continually right in 20 using just 25 seconds, and the defense having to go back out there and
Mm-hmm.
doing it all when they're dead tired playing 100 and something snaps or whatever.
For sure.
But I was going to look right real quick here what we were third down, because I think it was better.
It was better for sure.
Okay, 8 of 16,
Hey.
50%. It's
Hey.
up from what it was.
Hey, now there we go.
It's
Right.
improvement.
You'd like to see it a little better than that, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's improvement. I mean,
Sure.
and why that happened is there wasn't very many like 3rd and 8s and 3rd and 9s. They were doing a lot better getting positive plays, first, second downs. So that was the biggest key that I wanted to see that we talked about. The offense playing balanced football, helping the defense by even if you get points or not, sustaining drives, right? Putting a couple drives together to give that defense a break, and they did that.
Yeah.
Got to do better making adjustments at half. That's what happened, I think, after rewatching. Tulane made adjustments. I don't think we did.
No.
And if we did make adjustments, we went the wrong way. We went more concerning instead of more aggressive to the adjustments they made. So, yeah. But overall, hey, I think we are improving, and that's what you want to see. That's the main thing. We're improving, and we got to improve immediately.
Yeah.
Because big dogs coming into town, and they're hungry.
Yeah.
Just scored 70 something on somebody, and they kicked an onside, and just disrespectful.
Oh yeah.
So they're gonna come ready to.
They're giving everything they got.
Put it on us.
Oh yeah.
Yep. No doubt.
So
that's what I think. Oh yeah. Go for it, Ryan.
No, I was just gonna say I'm excited.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it, man. Fired up. And one thing that all I've been asking for is just to see improvement. That's all. That's it. That's all I wanted to see, and that's because what concerned me about the Tulane game, it's the ultimate trap game, right? You're looking ahead, first ever SEC, conference game, top 5 or top 10 opponent. It's just super easy to overlook this game. And I'm glad we came out, we handled business, looked better on both sides of the ball. And, we handled business and came out 3-0, man. You can't ask for much more than that, dude. So,
right.
But
we could be 0-3 like Florida State.
Could be
Wow.
in a much we could be in a much worse situation than we are.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. So you win
We
12,
didn't. I mean, yeah,
12 and
it,
0 and 0 and 3.
Boy.
Jeez.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, somebody get him out of there.
Yeah.
I think they're isn't Florida and Florida State both on 3.
I
Yeah.
thought Florida won their first
Did
game.
they
I
win
Yes.
their first one?
don't know. No, they played Miami and they lost. That's right.
Oh, they got torched.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe
they're
they
both
are.
on 3, man.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we could be them, OU fans, so
Yeah.
act happy.
Yes, sir.
No doubt.
I mean,
Hey,
what do y'all think about adding a little new addition to the podcast each week? Doing a little three leg parlay, huh?
I like that.
I like that too.
Everybody pick a game,
Team that, yeah, pick a game they like.
and then
I like
we do it every what? It'll be our Thursday or Friday pod.
Right.
Yep.
I think that'd be cool. Cool little
It would
addition.
be. Yeah, let's do it.
Probably need to do it Wednesday then in case any of the games are Thursday or
Oh
Friday.
yeah. Does our Thursday games or just Fridays?
I think there's Thursday too.
Okay. Yeah,
Sounds good to me, man.
that'd
Yeah.
be cool.
That would be
Would be.
cool.
Would be. Man, hey, we just hit the hour mark, so let's wrap this thing up. But before we end it, man, I just wanna thank everybody for tuning in, for watching. We appreciate everything. We appreciate all the support. Interact with us on social media. If you like what we're doing, comment, like, subscribe, follow the channel. But you know how it always is, and we're gonna wrap it up the same every time. You know what it is, Boomer.
Sooner.
Sooner.